Hey everyone, welcome back here. I'm Maika. I'm a psychologist, and on this channel, I make psychological knowledge more accessible so that more people can benefit from it. And today I'll be talking about letting go of worries. One reason worries can be so obnoxious is that we can't seem to turn them off. We may have decided that we want to take a break, but our mind keeps spinning around in circles as it pleases. But the good news is that worries don't have to have this kind of power over us. We can learn to let go of them with some of the following exercises that I'll be sharing. I first heard about the specific exercises that I'm about to share in Stephen Hayes' book. I'll put the reference to that in the description box. And before we get into the specific exercises themselves right now, I'd just like to give a short introduction into their nature. One way of coping with worries is by arguing against them, by examining how much truth there is to these thoughts, because worries are often thoughts that are untrue, taken out of context, or exaggerated. Another way of coping with the worries is by stepping out of the discussion altogether, by creating some distance between ourselves and our thoughts. The reason worries have such a power over us is that we take them to be true. We forget that thoughts are just thoughts, and we live from inside our worries rather than next to them. It's like if we're going to the movies and forgetting that we're watching a movie. And what these exercises do is they remind us that our thoughts are just thoughts, and they recreate the healthy distance between ourselves and our thoughts. It's like if you're hiking and you meet a group of people, and instead of chatting with them, you keep walking on your path, and you can hear their voices getting quieter and quieter. So that's the way these exercises function. Instead of engaging with the conversation, they turn the volume of the worries down. And it's not so much about evaluating our worries or making fun of them, even if these exercises are a bit playful. It's just about reminding ourselves that my thoughts are just thoughts, so that we can live next to them rather than from inside of them, that we can look at them rather than having them dictate our vision without us being aware of that. So with the following exercises, you can recreate this distance and take some of the power that worries can have away from them. Exercise 1, bad news radio. In this exercise, we imagine that our worries are like a radio station that we've turned on by accident. And then we suddenly become aware of what we're listening to the whole time. And to make this moment of that awareness stronger, we can announce the slogan by which this radio station advertises itself in the voice of a radio announcer. And you can get very creative there and fill in the details about your personal bad news radio. It can sound something like this. Welcome back. You're listening to Bad News Radio, your station for sorrow, worries, and bad news that is bound to give you a headache. We are always updating our content to the newest available news, and we make sure that you have something to listen to 24/7 so that you can be sure to spoil every moment. Now let's get back to our program about why you're such a bad person, why everything you do is faulty, and why this thing that you're going to do is bound to go wrong. And then you can imagine turning the volume of that station down or switching channels, just like you can distance yourself from your worries by reminding yourself that they're just thoughts, or by refocusing on other topics. Exercise 2, pop-up windows. In this exercise, you can imagine your worries are like pop-up windows that pop up without invitation and try to sell something to you. You can again become creative what kind of a content your personal pop-up window has. It can be something like this. Worries on sale today. Get 3 for the price of 1. Our bestseller, worries about not being good enough. You have 5 minutes left to decide until this offer expires. And then you can close that pop-up window mentally by clicking on the small X in the top right corner. And you don't have to argue against it. You don't have to linger. You don't have to react to it internally in any way. You just let it pass and then continue with whatever you're doing. That's the way we would handle a pop-up window. And that's the same way we can also handle thoughts or worries that spontaneously pop up. Exercise 3, commenting on the mind. In this exercise, we observe what the mind is doing and comment on it. And this again can help us unstick ourselves from our worries by observing that they're just thoughts and the mind is just busy again with things that it likes to keep itself busy with. You can do this by saying things like, my mind is thinking about this topic again. Or, hello mind, I noticed that you're worrying about this again. Or, thanks for the input mind, I'll just let it pass now. Or, I noticed that my mind is judging and evaluating again. And in this way, these kind of comments can unstick ourselves from our thoughts instead of increasing the busyness of the mind by fighting against these thoughts or arguing against them. And the more we practice this, the more we can experience freedom from worries, being able to let go and let thoughts just pass by without having to react to them, and actually being able to be in the present moment, right here, right now, and whatever it is that you're experiencing right here, right now. I wish you all the best in not letting your worries get to you. Leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. Take good care of yourselves and don't believe everything that you think.